Hi, today we are going to talk about Poodle, which stands for Padding Oracle on Downgraded Legacy Encryption. So, Poodle is a man-in-the-middle exploit which takes the advantage of the internet and security software's client's fallback to SSL 3. If attackers successfully exploit this vulnerability, on average, they only need to make 256 SSL 3 requests to reveal 1 byte of encrypted messages. Bodomoller Dunek, Crisis of Kotowings from the Google security team discovered this vulnerability. They disclosed the vulnerability publicity on 14th of October 2014. On December 8th in 2014, a variation of Poodle vulnerability that affected TLS was announced. So how this attack triggers? It allows a clever attacker who can control the internet connection between your browser and the server and run some code, for example a JavaScript in your browser, to potentially decrypt authentication cookies for sites such as Google, Yahoo and your bank. This is obviously not a good thing, and unfortunately the attack is more practical than you might think. You should probably disable SSL 3 everywhere you can. Sadly, that is not so easy for average end user. So now we are moving to see how this Poodle works. So this is the first slide. So to happen a Poodle attack, it should use a CBC encryption. So if you want to get the ciphertext in CBC, the plain text should be XORed with the initial vector. For next ciphertext, the previous step ciphertext is act as the initial vector, like here, and XORed with the plain text. In TLS 10, it generates a new initial vector instead of getting the previous step ciphertext. So imagine you are in the man-in-the-middle attack. Man-in-the-middle in someone who is evicting. The victim is going to bank.com. Right? So when you encrypt the text, there would be something important there. That can be a cookie, session ID or a password. But you know, whatever that is important for decryption, right? So you want to know the hidden secret there. So here you can see in this message it is the password. So that can be even a cookie. To do the Poodle attack, there should be a good execution in the client side to do things in the web. So when client access to the website, he can inject a JavaScript to that website and execute on the client computer here. Through this client, we can make some queries to bank.com and cookie of the client would be sent to the bank.com. So if there is a man in the middle in this process, he can steal the cookie. So initially the attacker knows the first ciphertext and he knows the last ciphertext, and he want to know is the plain text. So how to get this plain text? Victim of the first request, so victim do the first request as blah and have the important header with password or cookie. I want to know the plain text. This one. Now I am going to guess one byte of the cookie. To know the plain text, now I know the previous ID, I know the next initial vector. The thing I want to know or I want to guess is the cookie ID. Okay, this one. So I am going to guess that cookie first character of that cookie ID. So after guessing the first character of the cookie ID, then I want to guess the second character of that cookie ID. For that, I'm going to delete one A from the message, and then you will end up with the second character of the cookie ID. So this is the way of doing the Poodle attack. So what are the conditions that should meet to execute a Poodle? Always there should be a network connection with the SSL v3, and the block cipher is used for the connection, especially CBC. And also the attacker is an active adversary in the path between the client and the server, and he is able to intercept and modify the network traffic. So what kind of systems get affected due to this attack? All the systems that and applications which use the SSL v3 with CBC mode ciphers will be affected, as well as the web browsers and web servers and transport layer security implementations will be affected. So when we talk about the impact, the attacker can gain the access to sensitive data passed with the encrypted web session, such as passwords, cookies, and other authentication tokens that can then be used to gain more complete access to the website, such as impersonating that user, accessing database content, and etc. So how to mitigate the Poodle attack? As long as SSL v3 is not used, and also SSL v2, which is one of the most weak protocol, is not used, the attack is not possible. I consider disabling SSL v3 on the server or in the client side. Best is the both sides to be the best solution. If for any reason SSL v3 still needs to be used, you might disable all block ciphers suits. However, the only stream cipher available in SSL v3 is RC4, which is also broken. I would currently assume that it takes more repeated conversations in SSL v3 using RC4 to recover a secret than it takes to decrypt a secret using Poodle. However, attacks against SSLv3 using RC4 can be done passively. So that is the end of the Poodle attack. So thank you. Let's meet with another attack very soon. Thank you.